telling yourself you can't do it, that it's just not for you, that life is for someone else but just not you. These are what we call our negative beliefs, and they are what will stand between where you are and where you want to be. My name is Alice and I am founder and executive coach at Spark Your Passion. In this video, I want to talk about negative, or also known as limiting beliefs, and why it's so important you recognize what yours are and you get them out of your life. So what is a limiting or negative belief? Well, pretty much as it says on the tin, it is a belief that you have about yourself that's negative. So we all have a version of ourselves, of how we see ourselves, and it's different to how other people see us. It's really how we see ourselves. And most of us aren't conscious, but throughout the day we just have this running dialogue in our head that's constantly boxing us back where we need to be, or where our mind thinks we need to be. So you might be someone who constantly says, oh, I'm just really unlucky. This is something that will constantly be going through your head. And why is it such a problem? If you continually tell yourself something like that, you believe it and it becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy. And it doesn't matter how hard you might try at something. If you have this belief that you cannot achieve it, you won't achieve it. Let's take an example. Maybe you want to get a new job, but you have this belief about yourself that I just do really badly in job interviews and I never get hired. I'm going to be stuck in this company for years and years and years to come. You might do everything you can to prepare well for the interview, do the research, do some role play, some practice. But if there is this belief, this anchored belief in you that you don't do well in interviews, something will happen in that interview and you will sabotage your own chances, because there is this belief that is constantly telling yourself you can't do it. So it's really important you get a handle on what these are and you kick them to the curb. So how can you do this? Take the main topics in your life and think, which areas are you not really happy with? Which areas might you have been struggling with recently? And ask yourself, what do you really believe about yourself when it comes to this? Let's say you want to start your own business. It's been something you've wanted to do for many years, but you have never done it. Start asking yourself, what do I really believe about that? Maybe what will come to mind is, yeah, actually, I'm just not that entrepreneurial, or if I don't have good structure, I never succeed, or I'm just not the type of person who would ever do that. I'm much better off being in a safe organization. Once you've written these down, you'll realize this is the narrative you're constantly telling yourself. So you need to change that story. And to do that, you need to think back on all the times where this isn't true. So think back on all the times where you did have an entrepreneurial flair, on all the times when you did actually push yourself when there wasn't someone over your shoulder, when you have advanced in an area that wasn't so comfortable. And start making that your new story and actually write it down. And every morning when you get up, you're going to read yourself that story. I am this, I am that, and keep on going. And this is something you have to do every day until you feel it. It can't just be enough to say the words. You have to feel it so strongly in yourself that it isn't anymore just words you're reading off a page. It is something that is anchored deep inside of you. And that is how you will change those beliefs. Then you will start taking action. And every time you take a step, you are now confirming to yourself that this is the person I am. I am this amazing person who has an entrepreneurial flair. What's wrong with me today? Flair. Another example, let's say you're someone who wants to lose some weight and you tell yourself, I can't do it, that's just not who I am. Change that story, and every day you wake up and you tell yourself, that isn't true. I am someone who is determined. I am someone who it is possible to live a healthy lifestyle. I have shown in the past that I can cut out bad foods. And you tell yourself that every day until you feel it so deep inside of you that no one will ever tell you any differently. See how it starts impacting your life. See how by going through this new narrative and having this new story about yourself that you start to get closer to your goals. Then take another topic of your life that you're not so happy about and ask yourself, what's the story I tell myself? But the first thing is to start being aware. And it's actually really interesting because whenever I do this exercise with my clients, suddenly they tell me that they hear it all the time. Someone points it out to them. And suddenly they hear themselves saying these things all the time. You know, someone who says, I just don't really follow through on things. And then you point it out to them and they think, wow, yeah, I do. I say that a lot. And you'll start noticing it in other people too. It's really interesting. Really take the time to understand, what do I tell myself about that now, and change that story. It isn't difficult, but it is something you need to do consistently until you feel it deep within you. I hope you take up the challenge. I hope you change some of those limiting beliefs. And if you do, I would love to hear from you how it went. I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, I really look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks.